Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, everybody.
And to my left is Yvan
Anthony
Lacroix.
Fisher.
Oh, wait a second. Anthony looks different.
Yes, he's matured slightly.
So, in case you hadn't figured it out yet, this is a DETALKSCAST. That's where we have somebody from the detailing industry as a guest on board, rather than our usual main show. So this makes it fun. We usually kind of get into whatever it is that the guest's specialty is, or maybe sometimes they just want to chat. You never know where it's going to go.
Exactly.
But Yvan is a wealth of information.
Mr. Yvan Lacroix of Optimum Polymer Technologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. When I think Yvan, I think efficiency, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, is just a little of your history. What got you into that, realm, and what did you feel made you more adept at it maybe than other folks, where it seems like it's a common sense thing, but common sense isn't so common.
No, basically, I'm cheap and I'm lazy.
Boom. All right.
So
there you go.
that pretty much sums it up. I want to shorten people's work schedule as much as possible, and I want them to live their life as much as possible.
Fair.
And in my own life, that's my goal as well. So,
not work as much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Work smart, not work hard.
Yeah.
I've always worked hard, but worked smart in doing so. So I have this innate talent to go into a shop or wherever and just observe and see where the inefficiencies are. You've seen some TV shows where someone has a superpower and they can see through a wall. Well, I can see an inefficiency like that. Yeah. It's just it bugs me. It just jumps out
But
at me.
if you think about it, that's like all those TV shows like Bar Rescue, the house ones, like Homes on Homes, like the old one.
I enjoy HGTV, but Bar Rescue is my guilty pleasure.
But yeah,
I
like
enjoy
that's
that.
that's on TLC, I think, or Discovery. What's
like Spike.
Spike has it. And then there's another one. There was a hair one.
Oh.
A lady who was a hairdresser who came in and would optimize hair salons, but they do that with bars. They do that with businesses that are failing.
Yeah.
But the people come in and they revitalize it and they show them where they're missing or what they're doing wrong or what and they don't know. The owner doesn't see it and doesn't know how to get past it because that's their day to day.
No, and a lot of the times, in the detailing world especially, the owner of the business is in a car vacuuming it out.
Yeah.
Or they've got a polisher in their hands and they're polishing the car. They don't stand back and look at their business from another perspective.
Right.
And one of the very basic tools I give people is take a video camera, set it up in the corner, and let it run all day.
Yeah.
And just watch it. Get someone, sit them on the sofa, get a big thing of popcorn.
Yeah, you're going to be there a while.
You're going to be there a while. Get the fast forward button. There's places you can fast forward through it. But have that person question you.
Yeah.
And if you have a 5-year-old, that's even better. But because they, why?
Right. Yep. I'm in the middle of that.
Yeah, exactly. Brutally honest.
Yeah. But, if you have someone that's not in the detailing world, doesn't know detailing at all, they're going to ask you, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why did you get out of the car 26 times when you're just vacuuming it?
Yeah. Well, I had to get a brush. I actually needed another type of brush. And then I realized I didn't have this type of cleaner that I wanted to get out. And so I grabbed that. But then I needed some towels because I forgot those. So I needed to get back in there. And then,
And you'll also notice how many times you check your Instagram feed, your Facebook feed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Answer the phone. One tool that I have that I've been using for a while that is a spectacular tool. You can buy it at any truck stop. It's the Bluetooth headsets that truckers have.
Yeah, with the actual mic on the front.
Mm-hmm. But they have noise cancellation on them that is amazing. You can be running a polisher, and the customer thinks you're in a soundproof room.
Yeah.
Like, they don't hear the polisher.
And the goal with the truckers is because they can roll their window down, going down the freeway 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And still carry on a conversation.
Exactly.
And the other person can hear them.
Yeah. And it only covers one ear, so you have your full hearing, you know what's going around you. But you can be talking to a customer and polishing a car. You can be talking to a customer and vacuuming an interior.
Yeah, which that was my biggest pet peeve is I would have I have headphones
Yeah.
And I know a lot of detailers do with a mic on it. And you'd answer the phone so you could keep doing what you're doing, but every single person goes, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Exactly. And with the trucker's headset, they can hear you just fine. So,
yeah, that's a nice
Yeah,
little
so-
feature. But that allows you to keep working.
Yeah.
Because I know that was my biggest pet peeve is when customers would call. It was a good thing because that meant they're going to spend some money and I could
You got some
book 'em up.
business.
But it always would take me out of the zone. I always had to stop what I was doing.
Yeah.
Grab one of my guys. Hey, man, can you finish vacuuming that? I'd go in my office. I'd get in a quiet spot, and then I'd sit down and talk to them.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm like, man, I'm just losing some time
That
or
time
some
you
money.
spent walking
yeah,
over.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
I should be finishing that car. You know?
Exactly.
And especially if they wanted to talk, and I needed to sell it, and I needed to make that, and
Yeah.
30 minutes later, I'm back on that car.
Right.
You know.
No. So efficiency is just a thing with me. When we started our shop, I would sit and just watch, observe, and see where I could cut 5 minutes out of a process. And eventually it was, where can I cut 30 seconds out of a process?
Yeah.
But that 30 seconds, when you add up 30 seconds over every job over a year, hey, that's a week's salary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of guys don't think that. On my own, I used to joke that I did it with cigarettes, right? So I'd have guys that smoke cigarettes, and I was a smoker. I smoked for 10 years, 3 packs a day of menthols. So you do the math. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I quit smoking, the average cost of a pack of cigarettes was about $5. So 3 packs a day. It's $15 worth of cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
You times that by 5, which is just your typical work week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you add, possibly if you go out Friday night or Saturday night, I wasn't with my wife, I wasn't married, so I go to the bar with my buddies. Even though I wasn't drinking, I somehow, on that Friday, smoked 5 packs of cigarettes. I don't know how that night I smoked another pack and a half.
Yeah.
Or 2 packs.
You found a way.
But I did, yeah. Love finds a way.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I would, you think about that. You're like, okay, now I've not only Saturday, but now I've got to smoke Sunday, which is another 3 packs a day, right? So you've got 7 days of
So expensive.
3 packs a day. So you've got 21 packs of cigarettes, 21 times 5.
Yeah.
That's your week of smoking, just to smoke. And that doesn't include your Friday night evening.
Yeah.
With whatever else you're doing, and that is $100 a week that you basically have to come up with just to smoke cigarettes.
And the time that it takes you
And
to
then
do
the
that.
time, and I figured it, I calculated it,
Yeah.
that it would take me anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the time of day and how I was feeling when I smoked that cigarette. So 60 cigarettes, there's 20 cigarettes in a pack, 60 cigarettes would last me 12 hours
Yeah.
smoking one cigarette after the other.
Right.
In a 12-hour period, I had enough cigarettes so I could smoke end to end, literally finish a cigarette, light up another one in a 12-hour time period. So, and I'd be awake for, 20 hours or 18 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
I would literally had a cigarette in my mouth the whole time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Oh, looking back at it, I'm sure you're like, man, just all the
and
time.
guys, I was that
you
dude
lost.
in a detail shop that was a high production shop where you smoked while you were working on the car. So I had a rotary in my hand.
Cleaning it and
Had a
uncleaning it
cigarette
at
in
the
the
same
corner of my
time.
mouth, and I was there was some ash that was working its way into the compounds and polish, and
Yeah.
you'd be
Vacuum
vacuuming.
system.
Yeah, you'd be vacuuming a customer's car. You'd have a cigarette in your mouth, and ash would fall. You'd vacuum up the ash.
man.
Like, I'm not proud to say that, but that was the truth. And so you go, dudes, you're spending $100 to $110 a week
Yeah.
just to smoke cigarettes.
Well, and as far as quitting's very difficult for a lot of folks, but it's one more incentive to not,
but
put
you
yourself
look at
in that
it
situation.
but you look at everything that way. Like I go about and look at everything now that same way that I looked at the cigarettes and go, holy cow, I'm spending $110 a week.
Yeah.
In a month, I could have $450 basically a month, $440 a month. And I'm like, well, that's a new truck payment.
Yeah. Turns out it was there
That's
all along.
insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still paying like I could have had a new pickup
Yeah.
for what I'm smoking cigarettes.
You got
know?
that Sonoma, so
Yeah, I got that sweet $800 Sonoma now. But that's
and
how I
done.
looked at it
Exactly,
originally and go, oh man, that would save me so much money, and I'd be able to do stuff. And that was one of the reasons I started working at trying to cut back.
Yeah.
And quit. It took me about 2 more years after that to get down to it to where I could finally quit.
It's reasonable.
But that was something that, you know, I noticed and I would show. And that was the first thing that, like, when I first heard Yvan talk on a podcast and explain those types of efficiencies, I was like, that's exactly how my brain works already. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like, we're going to be really good friends someday.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious.
And it's true.
And it's true. We've traveled the world together.
I wanted to ask Yvan, because he's probably done these calculations a million billion times, but on average, just to kind of speculate, estimate, put it out there, on average, a typical shop that's not optimized
Yes.
is losing how much time, how many dollars, in a generalized figure?
Generally speaking,
In a week.
I can go into a shop and
Or a day.
and save them 25% in labor easily.
Okay.
That was a snap if you didn't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
We'll try it. There we go.
So 25%.
Yeah. I can
Okay.
easily save someone
Yeah.
25%, and 15% of that is that little video trick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easily. Most people they'll be blown away. Other little things: get rid of horizontal surfaces in your shop.
Yeah.
Not only do-
benches,
yeah.
shelving racks.
Not only do they look bad because stuff just gets collects,
Yeah.
collects on the horizontal surfaces, but it creates an inefficiency, a really big inefficiency, because an employee sets a bottle down. Then how much time do they spend looking for that bottle because they didn't put it down where it was supposed to be put down?
Yeah.
Now they're looking around like, where did I put my bottle of wax? Well, you didn't put it on your cart. You put it on that shelf over there.
Yeah.
Or you put it on that workbench. And that workbench now is a collector of things that shouldn't be there that people are always looking for.
Yeah.
So the horizontal surface you should have in your shop is the floor. And maybe the ceiling.
Yeah. And your detailers should have a cart.
Yeah.
And that way they can put everything that they need on
Yeah.
that cart. And you said in
Exactly.
your shop, your guys have...
They're color-coded.
They're color-coded for each person, and they have totes
Yes.
for interior
Yeah.
buffing.
Exactly. So when they go into the interior of a car, they have a beautiful little tote. It's a plastic tote. You can pick it up
Yeah.
at Walmart, anywhere. And they have in that tote the chemicals that they need, the brushes that they need, and the microfibers that they need.
Yeah.
And they set that tote inside the car. They never leave the car.
Yeah.
You're all taken care of.
Exactly. You don't see someone going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Their polishers are not plugged into an extension cord. They're plugged into their cart.
Yeah.
The cart never is further away than the length of the cord on their polisher,
Yep.
because the cart is then plugged into the wall.
Yeah.
So they don't have bottles hanging off of them. They don't have bottles sitting on the floor that they have to walk back and forth to. Their pad washer is on the cart. They go to the cart, wash
It's
the
all
pad.
there.
It moves with them around the car. They have lights on the cart. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it's just trying to think about, I know there's a lot of guys that start out a shop and they're like, oh, I want to have the cool cabinets and I want to have the cool countertops.
They might be
and I wanna-
focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah,
for,
well, and that's fine for at home,
Yeah.
in your garage.
oh yeah, the man
Like,
cave. all the
you're
way.
not
Yeah,
trying
go
to
for that.
make money there.
yeah.
So,
But in a business where you have to pay employees to come in
Yes.
and take care of your stuff that you paid for, basically,
Right.
you need to make it as simple and easy as possible
Yeah.
for them.
nobody looks after your stuff like you look after your stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you can give it to them to where you're like, all right, we are now, like you even said, you'll actually, you and Sylvie actually would fill their bottles
Yes.
to meter product.
To meet our product. My employees had a odd understanding of me, thinking that I was so cheap that I'd get mad at them if they used too much product. So
Right.
the metering was actually to make sure they were using enough.
Yeah, yeah.
But also when you have a new employee, to figure out, they did X number of polishing jobs. Did they use too much polish? Did they use
Yeah,
enough
especially
polish?
if you have, and I did that in my shop.
Yeah.
That was one of the things, the first 6 months that I was open, when I was by myself, it was just me.
Yeah.
And so I knew all the product that I had bought for that first month.
Right.
And literally had it all. I had a list.
Yeah.
I put it in my notebook and I said, this is what I got. This is what each thing cost. and I'd have the price breakdown of every single item.
Right.
And then I would, at the end of the month, I calculated how many cars I did.
Yeah.
And then I could literally figure out what each chemical cost me per car.
Yeah.
And I knew that all my guys were going to learn this exact same process. This is the goal. This was going to be my main end use version of that.
And guys that want to calculate it, it's never more than $5.
No. I was surprised. Like, I literally start spraying, and I was like, oh, I just waxed this car with 7 cents worth of product.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, oh,
it's already happening.
Yeah, you start in your brain, you're like, oh, okay. Well, that's, wow, that was, that's pretty awesome. And then you go, wow, my interior cleaner is 4 cents to put it on. Like, you know, but this way I knew like what my chemical number was right off the bat. And I was like, okay, cool. So I know how much one bottle of this would cost. You know, I had an older liquid wax from production that I was using, and it was like $24 a bottle. Right. And I knew I could get 50 cars out of it. Yeah. And so I knew that if a guy came to work for me and all of a sudden that bottle was gone and we only did 10 cars, something's up. Something's not right. That wax should have lasted a lot longer.
It's also a way to make sure somebody actually did the work they were supposed to do.
Exactly.
You have something, you're like, okay, they did this job, yet I have as much product here as I did before.
Yeah.
What's going on?
And, you know, the other thing is, especially with the Optimum system, if you're using, let's say, Optimum car wax, and instead of 1 spray per panel, you put on 2 or 3 sprays per panel, you're working a lot harder.
You are.
You're working too hard. So it's actually working against you using too much product.
Yeah.
So, you know, the efficiency comes in a lot of different ways. And your scheduling can be a big part of your efficiency. Your efficiency is how your shop is laid out, the lighting. A lot of shops I go into, they have terrible, terrible lighting. The lighting, you know, there's some shops, visually they're stunning. Mm-hmm. They'll have the black walls, the black floors, things like that. Like I say, visually it's stunning, it's beautiful. But practically when you're working, they have to be moving lights around all the time. They don't really see what they're doing with. Other shops I go into, the floor is white, the walls are white, the ceiling is white, and it's like an operating room in there. Yeah. And those are the shops that they don't have a need for additional lighting. You know, they take the car outside and it's like, oh, it's perfect. You bring it inside, you see all sorts of scratches on it because their lighting is so well done.
Yeah. Yeah. So strong.
Yeah. And one shop I went to in Poland, beautiful shop. They had little garage doors on the wall. So they had one wall that was, during the day, was all closed off, and they had 3 foot wide by 5 foot tall garage doors.
Okay. For a dog?
Roll down garage doors. No. At the end of the day, the employees rolled out the garage door, put their cart away inside that door.
Whoa. Huh. So little sheds, basically, for the
storage units.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the shop was clean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always the hard part is trying to, because it's keeping the guys to clean the shop at the end of the day. Yeah. But also staying on top of it. And I agree with you. If you don't have those spots and spaces, those guys start accumulating stuff. Like, and then detailers, we're all kind of pack rats.
And we like trying stuff.
We like trying stuff, and we like finding stuff in cars. And so if you've ever, like, there's a lot of, and maybe it's different for me because I came from a production background. A lot of the cars were auction cars, dealership cars, and repossessions. Yeah. So basically the dealership would say everything in there is garbage. Yeah. I'd find tents.
You find incredible things.
Oh, I could write.
You had that mannequin in your shop.
Yeah. I had half a mannequin. Yeah. No, I found a rocking chair in the back of a Tahoe when we were expecting Augie.
How did someone not notice that?
And my wife was like, I go, I found a rocking chair, and I took a picture of it. She's like, shut up. You found a rocking chair in a car? And I was like, yeah, the back seats were folded down in this Tahoe. Yeah. There was a rocking chair in the back. I called the dealership, said, hey, I found a rocking chair in the back of this Tahoe. Can I have it? And they were like, we didn't even know there was a, what?
Yeah. How do you not see that?
Yeah. Well, no, because the cars come off, and it had tinted windows, and they just mark it. And they're like, they don't go through the car. They just mark it as inventory coming in. And they're going to check it after it's been detailed to see what work they need done. Yeah. But yeah, so I got a rocking chair. I painted it yellow. Yeah. We had it in the nursery. It worked great. I literally sold it last month on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. But took the kids camping in a tent that I found in the back of someone's car that was a repossession.
Yeah.
Huge, like 8-person Coleman tent. I looked it up. It was like a $300 tent that I found in the car. But as detailers, we go through these cars. You find pens, you find coins, you find just stuff. And my guys were notorious pulling that stuff out, setting it on their workbench.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then they do the next car. They do 4 or 5 cars a day.
And you had this pile of stuff.
And I have this
on the way
pile
up.
of garbage.
Yeah.
It's straight up garbage.
Horizontal surfaces again.
Yeah, because I didn't have huge surfaces. I had small workbenches.
Yeah.
And
So it's just very
And the guys
compacted.
had carts. I had 2 workbenches and carts, but the guys would like start filling. Remember, did we show you the bra that Jared had found?
No.
So Jared, one of my detailers, Jared, I'm sorry I'm putting you on blast here, but he found a bra in a car, and he literally set it on his cart, not just putting it in the trash. He just set it on his cart. So we took it and stuffed it in his toolbox and underneath in one of the little shelving units and left it there. He never cracked open his toolbox, but we made sure to show people that came in. We're like, yeah, let me show you what Jared's been finding. And we started pulling it, and he was so embarrassed when he actually saw it. He was like, what? I thought you guys threw this away. We're like, oh no, dude, we saw that it was sitting on your cart. We thought you were keeping it. We thought you wanted it.
Thought it was important.
Yeah, we thought like, you needed that for
it's sentimental
something.
attachment to it.
Yeah. But he was like, but then he never threw it away.
Nope.
No.
So
Wow.
anyway, but it was just like detailers will collect stuff.
Yeah.
And I would go through and just periodically every month, I just go through and clean and throw stuff away. And I tell the guys, anything you want on your carts, I'm coming in on Saturday, I'm throwing stuff away.
Yeah.
If you want it, take it home. And they're like, I don't really. And it's like,
They don't care enough.
you've had a sack full of like pens and coins and they're like, well, let me go through the coins. I'll take that stuff. But yeah, like it just collects. And the half mannequin. I don't know how we had that. He was in the back of a car.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, go ahead.
Well, and the products.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll go into shops. They'll have 2 or 3 shelves full of products, and you pull the bottle down, you blow the dust off of it, and it's been there for 5 years or 6 years or 10 years or however long. And it's like, well, I might use it one day. I don't want to throw it out. What do you mean you're going to use it one day?
If you haven't yet, you're not going to.
And, it's a case in point. I've had a bottle of car wash soap for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm never going to use it. Why am I keeping it?
Still there.
It's there, yeah. But, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. But nonetheless, it's optimum, so I'm keeping it. But there's no point in me keeping it. I'm never going to use it. Yeah. So why am I keeping it around? But for me, it's eye candy. And it smells nice.
If your store ends up
Still
having a
smells good.
museum in it one day, you'll be set.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, and that's the other hard thing. And I had that problem too, because we'd get product, we try it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like it, but then you wouldn't throw it away because you spent money on it.
No. And
So
one
you're
thing
like, I
I
should probably keep
got
it.
in the habit of doing is our community college has a body shop course that has a little thing on detailing. So when I try products, I didn't want to keep them around. I bring them all to the community college.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and I bet they love that.
Yeah, they liked it. So
Well, until they threw it. They're like,
Yeah,
this
well.
guy keeps bringing all this garbage to our thing, thinking he's giving us a good deal or something. I don't know.
He
No,
just
they
keeps
used
leaving
it.
it on all our
The teacher liked
horizontal
it.
surfaces.
Yeah, they had lots of horizontal.
Yeah. You're like, you just show up and you're like stocking their shelves with
Yeah.
stuff. They're like, what are you doing here?
I keep putting them away, and they keep showing up again.
Brought stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is crazy, but there are things that you can do. And like one of the big things is, and this isn't a sales pitch, I know it sounds like it, and I apologize, but one of the things when you came into my shop, the whole Optimum lineup,
Yeah.
that honest to God was a serious savings
Oh,
for my
big time.
shop.
Yeah.
I was spending about $2,000 a month in chemicals.
Yeah.
And this is 2.5 years ago when Ivan came to my shop we did some videos. We, you went kind of through, she kind of showed us some stuff, and I was almost 100% on the line. I knew a lot of it, but we hadn't started fully using it all 100%. But it was one of those things where we were spending $2,000 a month. Ivan explained a bunch of little tips and tricks that we could use, the products we could use O&R for, we could do some things with, and other products that we could maybe, have some fun with. And my chemical cost was $800.
Yeah.
From there on out.
Yeah.
Even when I was doing 150 cars a month, my chemical cost was $800. And the majority of it was all this.
Yeah.
That's a real world example, though.
Like, this O&R, and I kid you not, guys, this was a serious, this is something that there's a reason I like Optimum. There's a reason we carry Optimum. There's a reason we sell Optimum. But in a real world setting, in my detail shop, 7 employees, 150 cars a month, I was only doing $800 a month in chemicals instead of $2,000.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a heavy production setting. That's no joke. It's not, small potatoes by any
and it
means.
was, you look at it and you go, wait, what? $1,100, $1,200 a month savings right off the bat. It was like, sweet. And I had investors that were always on me.
Yeah.
Find $1,500 in your shop every month. We want you to find $1,500.
Because some people take the wrong approach and they start doing pay cuts and they start eliminating employees and doing other stuff like that. And it's like, well, there's other ways you can become more efficient if you just work with what you've got.
And I was fortunate enough that I had 2 investors that were good businessmen, and they, they challenged me every month. And said,
you found the right way to do it.
And they said, we want to see how you can, find. And every month I'd come to them with a thing, and I'd show them how I would save that. And then the next month I'd come, but I still had this $2,000 bill over my head that I was like, God, I just don't know how to get away from that. And then once I started using Optimum, it was like, oh my gosh, there's $1,200 right there. And not only that, but I was always looking for places because I wanted to pay my guys more.
Yeah.
So all my employees, I wanted them to make more money. And this was an easy way to all of a sudden go, hey guys, holy cow, we can add 2 more detailers. We're still $800 a month. That was crazy to me.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. So when you talk about it, you're coming from a real place, a real experience.
That's why we do all the videos we have. We show you all the reasons and the ways I used it in my shop. It makes it truly is efficient, and it truly works.
Well, to give you an idea, this bottle will give you 32 ounce. Those of you listening, not watching, this is a 32 ounce bottle of O&R that I have in my hands.
The blue one.
Yeah, this is 67 gallons of glass cleaner.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
and a lot of people don't think that, and that's what when I was trying to push it to other shops, and would just say, man, you got to do what I'm doing. They'd go, yeah, well, whatever, rinseless wash. I don't know what you got to wash a car with soap. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'd say,
that's going to
okay,
scratch.
How about this? Where's your glass cleaner? And they pull out a gallon of ammonia-based glass cleaner, and they're like, yeah, it's like $25, and it makes 4 gallons. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then I take that over, and I go, I got 4 gallons worth of, or 5 gallons worth of glass cleaner right here in this tiny little bottle, and it actually makes 8 gallons. Yeah. And they're like, what? I was like, this is $4.
Yeah. A 4 ounce bottle.
$3.99.
Yeah.
Pick it up at the rag company.
8 ounces.
8
gallons.
It's a 4 ounce bottle. It makes 8 gallons of product. And they were like,
what?
I go, you're spending 25
Yep.
for 5 gallons of product.
And this, actually, you use a lot less.
Yeah.
You'll
use a lot less because you're not soaking the glass.
No, exactly.
You're not soaking your towel so that you can wash because you're waiting for the carrier agent on the ammonia to gas off.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or evaporate.
You'll get those folks who are under the impression, I have to use more. I can't just dilute. I don't believe that dilution ratio can't possibly be right. And then they use it and they go, oh. Or maybe they try and go past it thinking they know better and they try and use too much. And then they make it more difficult for themselves, not easier.
Yeah, more is not better.
Yeah.
No, trust me. It streaks. It's all. It's just hard to dry. It's not fun.
But it was one of those things that you could. It was an easy entry, and it was like, just try it as glass cleaner. Yeah. And they would, and they go, wow, that stuff's pretty awesome. Hey, I tried washing my truck with some of that the other day, and it worked really well. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. Keep going.
It's the idea.
Exactly.
Let me get the key to the door to the rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. No, in terms of efficiency, O&R is definitely the key. It's the be all and end all of efficiency. It's why I'm now vice president of the company. Yeah. Because I'm the unofficial spokesman of O&R. We'll put it that way. in the sense that it revolutionized my shops to the point where, washing a car used to take 20 minutes. We got it down to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
With one person.
Yeah.
And that's washed and dried.
And you used a pressure washer.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, people are like, hey, dirty cars. No.
Pre-rinse with a pressure washer.
Yep.
I was in Egypt recently, and I had an interview with a YouTube star in Egypt.
Yeah.
He's got 400,000 followers on...
we looked him up yesterday.
Yeah, on YouTube. Great guy. And at the end of the interview, I said, have you ever had a guy in a shirt and tie wash your car? And he laughs at me, and I said, I'll wash your car right now. It was a grand opening of an Opti center in Egypt. So brought his car inside. Literally, it took me 8 minutes to wash his car start to finish.
Yeah.
And that was drying it with Opti Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was washed and sealed in 8 minutes.
Yeah. And
now, mind you, it was a high-performance silver Hyundai Elantra.
Well, only the finest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Folks in Egypt totally understand what a high-performance machine is.
Exactly.
Great taste.
Yeah.
I did see the video. I can confirm it was a Hyundai Elantra. However, it was not an 06. It was a newer version, probably like a 2012, 2013.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
But you can. Like, if you're, that's one of the things I would always recommend to my customer, like, just start washing in your garage.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes, especially when you get good at it. It take me 14, 15 minutes total to do my van.
Yeah.
When I had my big minivan.
Yeah.
But like the Elantra, less than 10 minutes. I can have the whole thing washed and sealed or waxed or whatever I want to put on it after that, because it's so fast and so easy. And I was explaining to my buddy. So my buddy came over. You guys probably heard on the last podcast. He's a Marine. We were watching I watched his motorcycle, and we were just kind of chatting, and he was telling me a really neat idea that he had, because he goes, so what kind of music do you listen to when you detail? And I said, well, this is kind of funny. I listen to podcasts, audiobooks when I'm doing interiors.
Yeah.
And when I'm washing.
Yeah.
But when I'm polishing, I listen to either gangster rap or opera.
Okay.
And he started laughing, and I said, no, seriously, those are the two music styles I can listen to where can completely ignore
the music.
And that's how my brain can get into this meditative state, and I can just focus on the pad, the paint, I can see my reflection back through me and the light and all that. And like, I go, that's how I zen, like that's my zen.
Yeah, exactly.
And he said, well, I learned how to do that studying for college. He goes, I took a study skills class that explained create a new playlist for every type of class that you take. Yeah. And listen to that music or that style for each lesson, so that when you're transitioning, the music will recall a memory for you. Yeah. And he goes, so literally I remember one day I had like 10 minutes to get to a class that I was late for, that I had like a final in. He goes, and I was on my way, like I parked my car and I was running, and I thought, he goes, I put my headphones in, turned on my iPod, and played the music that went with that class. And he goes, and it switched my brain. Yeah. It was like it shut one door and opened the next door and said, okay, now we're going to be doing this.
There you go. Exactly.
And so that was something that I used to do just
naturally.
Naturally I did it. I didn't realize there was a reason for it, but it was one thing that I explained to him, that washing a car, polishing a car, working on a car, just detailing in general is how I relax. Yeah. That's also the hardest thing with all my arthritis and the pain that I have.
No kidding.
Is that I enjoy doing it still, but it hurts me to do that. But that is the easiest way for me to clear my mind, think about stuff. But I love still being able to use and hone my skills, so to speak. But I was explaining, this is why I love O&R. This is why I love using this stuff, because you can do it in your garage. You can do it at home. Yeah. I said, this is something for me to relax. Yeah. And he was like, I don't ever think about, he goes, I clean my guns. Yeah. So he's got a lot of firearms. He's a Marine, and he's like, he goes, that's what I like to relax doing it that way. And I said, it's basically the same thing. Exactly. I'm just cleaning my cars, but I'm focusing my brain on one aspect so that the rest of it can relax. Yeah. And this has allowed me to do that at home.
I'm the same way. There's nothing more relaxing than pulling out the rotary and just polishing.
Yeah. I remember I used to look forward to it. If I had a project in the shop, I was like, I'm going to throw down on that. I'm going to get my headphones in, like, gotta strap myself up with my braces and things. I'm getting in there. Nobody's answering. I'm not answering the phone today.
In the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. So.
They call that flow usually when you just kind of lose, any kind of periphery stuff. You're just in it.
Yeah, and it's actually really fun when you think like, oh, I'm going to get to do that today.
Yeah.
I always got a kick out of that. But at the same time, those of us that like to get in the flow, we need to be careful.
Yep.
Because you have to remember, what are you delivering to your customer?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could get in there and go, oh, man, I'm going to really give this customer the correction of their lifetime, even though they're paying me $150
I was going to say, and then
to
they're
do
going to
it.
go, wow, for $150, this sure turned out great.
Cannot wait to spend 10 hours on a single step.
Only took me 96 hours.
Oh, man, it's
Yeah,
going to be
buddy.
sweet. They're going to pay me a king's ransom, $150.
Yeah, they're going to give me a $5 tip. Maybe even 10.
You did extra good.
Yeah. No, but and as detailers, you got to remember, like, yes, we maybe can find that Zen moment,
Yeah.
but we're still getting paid.
Yeah.
We still need to make money on it.
We still need to pay the rent, or
And-
preferably the mortgage.
Yeah. So going whole hog and doing a second step, a third step for free is not advised.
No,
folks.
free is a 4-letter word that starts with F. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
It's a very, very bad
Offensive.
word. Yeah.
Well, and you were saying, like, that's one thing that, like, just managing the detailer's expectation, not the customers.
No, customers' expectations are very easy to manage. Managing our own expectations, that's the hard part, definitely. And I think we have a detox on that.
We do.
Yeah.
That'll be
We could
coming
do one
out
of those.
probably in the next week or two here.
Oh, good. Yeah. But no, definitely managing our own expectations is much harder than managing the customer's expectations. Because the customer, they're comparing their car to, I brought you this car this morning, and I'm picking up this car tonight.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between what I brought you this morning and what I'm picking up tonight. You're comparing it to, well, last week I was able to do a 3-step compound and polish on this car, and now you're just getting me to do a 1-step, but it's the same paint, and I could make it so much better.
Yeah.
But you're not letting me.
Yeah. I had a Subaru Outback in last week that looked amazing
Yeah.
that I practiced on because
Yeah.
it's mine.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm driving,
Yeah, exactly.
But you're also driving the exact same color Subaru Outback, and let me tell you, I can make it look good in 3 steps.
Exactly. You know,
But I only got $150 and I want to do your 1 step, and I don't really care because I'm going
Exactly.
to run it through a car wash.
right. Like my Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get asked all the time, oh, is this the new 2018 Jeep? No, it's a 2015. But the paint is well maintained. It looks good. It's got Optico Pro Plus on it. And, people, because of the brightness of it, and it just shines.
Yeah.
But no, I've maintained it well. And your car can look this way too, if you pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people aren't necessarily willing to invest in that.
Yeah.
But once they do, once you've had a car that is properly detailed, you're not going to go back to letting your car get
Yeah.
dingy and dirty. And
It's the education.
Yeah.
It is showing people what's possible, and then gauging where their interest levels lie, because their points of reference are going to be way different than yours. You're seeing hammered cars all the time, and then what it could look like because you've corrected enough. You realize
Right.
what's possible. They're going to look at it and go, oh, less scratches. This is great. Okay, well,
Yeah.
awesome. Or they won't even see half the scratches that you see.
Yeah.
No.
But it's just knowing when to balance things.
Yeah.
No, customers want shiny scratches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said, I've told this many times before, my best service for my customers was just an interior detail with a wash and
Yeah.
tire shine.
Exactly.
And they would leave so happy, and they're like, oh, it looks great, smells good. That's all they cared about.
Yeah.
They thought you polished it half the time,
Yeah, half
right?
the time they thought I polished it, but it was because I literally would park it in the right spot in my parking lot, ready to go, on display. The sun would set in, behind the shop, and it would shine on the car. So the car, as they're pulling in, it caught all the little gloss lines and angles, the shine lines, as I call them.
Yeah.
And they'd pull up and go, oh my gosh, what did you do? You're
A
only supposed to
real-life
clean the
Instagram
interior.
filter.
Yeah, it was. You guys can check it out. Hashtag Masters of Shine. You can
golden
see
hour.
all the old pictures that I took of the cars. But they literally thought, and it was like, no, hey, no,
Yeah.
we didn't do anything. And they're like, oh my God, you didn't need to polish it. I'm like, I didn't polish it. That thing looks horrible. I don't know what you're talking about. But no, they literally would. And so like, that was the one thing that, and I was guilty of it. My guys were guilty of it because they just go, the car looks like crap. And it's like, but the customer is so happy. They are so excited.
And that's what they're paying for.
That's what they're paying for. We want them to be happy and excited when they leave.
Yeah.
We want them to go, woo, man, that looks so good.
Yeah.
I can't
never
believe
looked
it.
this good before.
Yeah. That's what you want, guys. That's what your goal is as a detailer for your customers, as a business owner for customer service.
Right.
You want them happy and excited when they leave your store.
And for customer service, you have to be profitable. Because if you're not profitable, you won't be there to serve them again.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're getting undercut and you're like, it took us 14 hours to do the interior of this car and they only paid us $150. Like, geez, man, like we're losing money. Like I just, we made $2 an hour today.
Yeah.
This is sucks. And the people are like, woo, man, look how great my car looks. This is awesome. Like you're not going to be as excited about it because you're going to be like, I got to make money at this. How do I do this?
Yeah.
So you have to be profitable and efficient at that.
If you're going to go chasing that perfection, if it's for you and it's on your car, have at it, Haas. Do your thing. Yeah, that's where you can really go out and get a junkyard hood and see how far you can take it. Obviously, you're going to eventually reach a limit, but see how far you can get it. That's always a great test. But when you're doing it for customers, that's really the key, is to be able to...
When you sell a service.
It's all understanding that, you go chasing that, it's doing a disservice.
Well, and you guys got to think about it. You go get your hair cut. Mm-hmm. If you want to shave...
It's extra.
It's extra.
Yeah.
If you go to your, you go to the grocery store, you fill your cart and you want to grab a couple more things, they're not going to throw it in.
No.
You got to pay for that stuff.
Yeah, you buy a hot dog, they're not going to give you a steak.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it literally let's say you hire a house painter to come paint your house. You're not expecting them to also mow your lawn. Or pull some weeds. No. But if they go, hey man, we got to trim this tree branch, we got to cut that off. It's going to be I'm going to charge you $25 to cut that tree branch off, just so you know. Okay.
Yeah.
I would expect you to charge me the $25 because as a customer, I am paying for you to perform a service. I expect my house to be repainted.
Exactly.
And you need to do these things to get that done.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they could say, or we can't get up there, we can't paint that section.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I need you to do that.
Yeah.
You can do value-add services.
There's little things, my guys, my painter, truth be told, did show up and go, when he was quoting the house, he goes, I'm going to need to cut that branch off. He goes, here's my quote. After he wrote it all out, this was going to quote me to paint the house, and here's what it's going to cost me to climb on a ladder and cut that branch, because I'm not going to be painting. I got to do that before I prep the house, before I do all that stuff. Yeah. And I said, awesome, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, not a problem. But he had it out there.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to cost. So I was like, cool. So if a customer comes to you and says, hey, I just want to get my interior detailed and I want, and I saw it comes with a free wash and some tire shine, that'd be great. That's perfect. Give them that.
Yeah, don't polish the outside.
Don't polish it.
My maid has never cut my lawn.
Yeah.
And my landscaper has never cleaned my toilets.
Yeah. And if they come back and go, man, it looks so good, it's so shiny, sweet, perfect.
Yeah.
That's all you need. But when they come back, they pick up their car and they're like, man, it looks so good. So next summer, I really want to get, after we get through winter, I really want to get the outside polished and taken care of.
Exactly.
What can we do? That's when you go, well, I can do a test spot and I can show you what I can do with a one-step.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to cost. It's going to be another $150 or $200 to do this.
Exactly.
And you just tape off a small section, take you 10 minutes, you show them what it looks like. Then they get to drive all winter with that spot and look at it and go, I can't wait till the whole car looks like this.
Yeah.
You can let them do that and that'll get them in. Yeah. Or you can go, all right, cool. Well, yeah, just let me know when you're ready and we'll do a test spot or we'll do a couple step down panels. so you can see where it is, because you want to know what their budget is. You don't know. Maybe they want to do a full ceramic coating and they want to correct the whole car.
Yeah, but never assume your customer can't afford it.
Right. You don't know. And I've had many customers who have. They were a repeat customer. They'd spend $300. They'd get a one-step and an interior on their Suburban.
Yeah.
And the Suburban was immaculate, completely spotless.
Exactly.
And they were like, they'd come into the shop and they'd look and they'd go, so what is this OptiCoat stuff you guys have? And I'd educate them. I go, well, this is what it does. This is what we can do for you. And this is what we, take care of. This was a customer for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he, when I moved shops, he came with me.
Yeah.
And he goes, so let's put that on my truck in springtime.
Yeah.
This was a 2002 Chevy Suburban.
Yeah.
That was immaculate.
Right.
Perfect candidate.
Yeah.
Because I knew all I had to do was a one-step on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. All right. Well, which one do you want to do? Here's the pricing. Here's what we can do. This is the level we can do. And he's like, you know what? Let's put Pro on it.
Yeah.
And then what I'm going to do after I put Pro on it, I'm going to take it in and I'm going to sell it to my son.
Mm-hmm.
My son's going to have it at his car, and that way it can stay nicer because he's got 4 kids. He doesn't clean as much as I do, but this way the outside's protected. It'll still look good for him.
Yeah.
And then I'm going in and I'm ordering myself a new truck.
Yeah.
And I was like, awesome. And he goes, and then I'm going to bring that in, and I want to get Pro Plus on it. I want all the interior coatings. I want everything. And I'm like, yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. That is, oh my gosh, that would be great.
Yeah.
And he did that.
Exactly.
Right after Christmas, he went up, picked up a new Escalade, brought it down, ESV. We went through a lot of interior coating for that thing because there was a lot of leather in it.
Yep. Yeah.
But we got it done, and we made money, but the customer was happy.
Exactly.
And we finished everything, and we didn't have to do a lot. We just lightly educated. But he was a guy for 10 years, came in every few months, one step, just a light one-step polish, sealant, and an interior. Yeah. And the truck, we joked that the truck never needed anything that we ever did to it because it was perfect the way it was.
No, exactly.
But to him, he kept it like that.
Yeah.
And then after we coated his new Escalade, he was in every month to get a hand wash. He'd drop $150 to have it washed. Yeah. And the reason he dropped $150 was we charged him $100 and he'd tip my guys $50 for washing it.
Nice.
And he came in every month. And he still takes it to Matt every Friday morning. Yeah. Drops it off once a month. Yeah. Has him wash it.
Beautiful.
And keeps the truck clean and loves it. And he's always asking, what about this? What about this? But he doesn't do any of it himself. He just washes his truck himself at his house. That's it. And it's simple education, not over education.
No.
If
Never
they want
show the customer the light.
If they want to go there. And this is a guy who he tows a boat with it.
Yeah.
He leans up against his Escalade when he's pumping gas. It's black Escalade. He leans up against it. Yeah. He hangs out, watches stuff. He, takes it on bicycle races.
He's not overly concerned about
like we see it. When it would come in on the car wash, for a car wash, we go, man, you can see Dave's been leaning up against the fender rear quarter panel of his Escalade. You can see the belt marks and scratches on it from his jeans. But he was happy. We'd pull the truck out. It'd be dead sun, that scratch spot from where he's pumping gas right there in front of him. And he's like, man, looks so good, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hop in his truck and go.
Exactly.
And it's not a disservice. If they can't see it, then what difference does it make? It's not disingenuous. It's not any of that stuff. It's just simply giving them what they want.
Well, and if he ever has an issue and he's like, hey, I noticed some scratches. Yeah, man, bring it in. We'll take care of it.
Fix it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple and easy.
We see things that customers do not see, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, we stop at a stoplight. We'll see a black car with swirls, a blue car with wash marring, and a white car that needs Ferrex. Our customers see, a black Mercedes, a red BMW, and a white Chevy.
That either has dirt on it or doesn't have dirt on it. That's about where the observation seems to stop for most people.
Yeah. And once you show them swirls with one of the swirl finding lights, they'll never go back.
Well, and it'll freak them out. Well, and it is. It's that meme. It's like those memes where it's like you can never unsee it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like now that I've seen it, I can't wipe that image out of my head. Like, why would you torture a customer like that.
Yeah.
You know, like I hate doing that. I hated showing them stuff like that because they would stress out.
Yeah.
And they go, but I thought a car wash was safe.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay.
It's not going to rip your mirrors off. Yes, it's safe.
But here's what we're going to do. This is what you need to do. They're like, well, how do I take care of that? Well, this is what you do. Well, I don't have time. It's not me. I don't like to wash.
Okay.
I can't do that. I can't keep up on that. And it's like, well, we offer that. And they're like, but these guys charge $20 to just let me take it through. And at those times I explain to customers like, okay, well, if that's the easiest thing for you,
then this will not help you.
Then this isn't what you need. You don't need this. Yes, I would love to sell you a coating. You don't need it.
And ultimately, that's the thing, is figuring out what their needs are and accommodating that, not trying to put them into some box that they don't readily fit in.
Exactly. And I had a buddy who had a black 4Runner. He washed it every Saturday morning. That was his routine. And he'd get up, he'd take both cars to the gas station, he'd fill them up, and he'd run it through their automatic car wash.
Yeah.
And he'd park it, and he'd get that done, and that was like his chore for Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Got me and my wife's cars washed and filled with gas, and then he'd get his little shop vac out. He'd vacuum. Cars were nice, clean, shiny, no issues. He'd dress the tires, he'd do all that stuff, so cars always looked good. And then he'd call me and go, "Hey, kind of want to just get a good polish and sealant on it on the outside." And he'd bring it to me, and I'd look at it and go, "What? Yeah, man, we'll take care of this."
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Well, just like a quick one step. All right, here's what I can do. Here's what it'll look like. Man, that looks awesome. Guys, it still looked like I washed it with a Brillo pad.
Exactly.
I couldn't get
but
the rest
it was a shiny Brillo pad.
But it was a shiny, and he was happy because his cars looked good. And to him, they were perfect. Absolutely. He's like, man, you're the best in town.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
It's like that movie, They Live. You put on the glasses and suddenly everything is
and I could show him that.
Hidden messages and
but you know
swirls
what?
everywhere.
He enjoyed his Saturday morning routine.
Exactly.
That was a moment he'd take his kids, they'd ride it through the car wash. It was an adventure. It was fun. They liked doing that. And that's what you got to remember. Like, yes, we can be crazy and we can, as detailers, try and force our will upon others. But you got to remember, like, those kids of his love going to the car wash with their dad on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That's a memory that they will have growing up.
Exactly.
My dad used to take us and get gas and grocery. We'd go to the gas station, go through the car wash.
Every Friday, my parents worked nights.
Yeah.
And Fridays, they finished work at 7 in the morning. They'd have a nap till noon or something like that. Get up, clean the house. My father would go do the groceries, go through the car wash, and come back home.
Yeah.
And when I wasn't in school, I would go with him to do that. So that is a memory that I have. And every Friday, the car would be washed, ready for the weekend.
Yeah. And that's a memory you have with your father.
Yeah.
And like, to me, those are more important than trying to scare somebody into their...
Don't take that away from them if they don't want to... Yeah.
No.
Like they just... It doesn't make sense as to why people or detailers continue to do that.
No, it never has to me either. There's this whole thing, Tesla owners.
Yeah.
Great bunch of people. They have a really interesting vehicle, but detailers but the paint coming out of the factory looks like crap. Actually, the paint coming out of most factories isn't perfect anyways.
Yeah.
But they take this weird pleasure in showing the Tesla owners, look, if I put this really high-powered light to it, you can
800 lumens.
Yeah.
Look at what you paid for.
Yeah, you can see these very minute scratches that without this light don't exist. Watch, look, take the light away, your car's beautiful. Put the light on it, looks like crap. So why are you showing your customer this?
Yeah.
To drive them insane. You just basically gave somebody a disease, and now they got to walk around with that in their head.
Well, no, what they're doing is trying to upsell.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they're coming from.
But in reality, what they're doing is making the customer anxious, making the customer angry, and not always upselling.
Yeah.
So a lot of customers will say, well, look, without the light, I don't see it. Just coat over it.
Yeah.
And that frustrates the detailer even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and, guys, 4-step compounding, polishes, wet sanding, that's for show cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use the KXK rid sticks back there, and you can get out a small scratch for your customer.
They're great.
That's what that's for.
Yeah.
That's what that's designed for, so that you as the detailer, if a customer comes to you and goes, oh my gosh, my kid was riding their bike, they pulled into the garage, they smacked this side, it's my mom's car, we borrowed it for the weekend, I need to give it back to her, I want to get this scratch out before grandma sees that scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Done. Not a problem, man. Come over to my shop, 20 minutes, I'll get you taken care of.
Yeah.
That's what that's for. You lightly sand the scratch, you take care of that section.
That spot.
You're not going to do the entire car.
No.
That's not what that's designed for.
No.
And when you're going to be wet sanding, compounding, polishing, that kind of stuff, that is for a car that has just come out of a body shop that has 8-9 coats of clear that the customer just spent $25,000-$30,000 putting into the clear coat. And 9 times out of 10, you're not the one touching that.
No. His name is Jason Kilmer.
His name is Jason Kilmer, the Sandman, One Wing, all those wonderful names.
Exactly.
He'll make it happen.
Yeah. And he'll be paid handsomely for it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but he'll also take 800-900 hours to do it.
Yep,
So,
because that's the one car he's doing for the year.
Yeah, it's not something you do over a weekend.
No.
Or a week or a month.
No, he sleeps on couches and works on a car for months at a time.
And the results show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's starting with 600, guys.
Yeah.
How many of you start your wet sanding with 600?
Yeah.
Not many.
No.
Psychotic people.
Yeah, but so
and he's not working on factory paint.
He's not working on factory paint.
No.
This was designed with that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is the first person to tell you, don't do this on factory paint.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Healthy fear. That's like the first thing out of his mouth is, no, you should be a little afraid.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what the beauty of the rid sticks are for. That's why we carry them, because they are perfectly designed for detailers and home hobbyists that just need to take out that one scratch. They're not designed to wet sand the entire car.
No.
That's why they're small. That's why they're compact. That's why they do what they do.
But don't.
Yeah, you could. It's going to take you a really long time, and you may or may not have any clear coat left when you get to it.
You may not have a spouse by the time
you
you're
also
done.
may not have a spouse if you're stuck out in your garage.
Or a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not saying like you can't, like, practice. But don't practice on your customers' cars when they're not charging you for it.
No, exactly.
Get yourself a junkyard hood. Go to a junkyard, get a hood, take it to a body shop, have them lay a crap load of clear on it.
Yeah.
Then you practice to your heart's content.
Exactly.
You make that stuff as flat as perfect. Get it all the way down to just play with it. Let all your guys get on it. Take it back over to the body shop, spend another $100 and have them just bury that thing in clear.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's how you do that stuff. That's how you learn how to get through it. Not on a high performance machine like an 06 Hyundai Elantra.
No. Or what year's your
my Sonoma?
Yeah.
It's a 2000. It's a SQ8 sport package, a ZQ8 sport package.
It's lowered from the factory.
Yeah, it's got a factory lowering kit on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
He's very careful to point that out to anybody who even looks at it.
Yeah. It is it has some little love taps and things on it. I wasn't responsible
hood's got
for
more
those.
than just a tap on it.
Well, the kid pushed on it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but he's got another hood now.
We've
That's
got a new
right.
hood. Yeah, we went to the
Yes.
junkyard and got a new hood for it.
It's a little checked, but I think it'll turn out okay.
It'll be all right. It's going to
be good.
shine.
It's
Yeah.
actually in a few videos coming up, so that'll be fun to show. Any rate, guys, man, it's almost been an hour.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah.
See what happens when we can go down the rabbit hole when we
Right?
don't have Anthony.
Oh,
So
man.
for those of you that don't want Anthony on the podcast, please send an email to Anthony. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, turns out when Ivan's on there in his place, the podcast becomes more efficient.
Weird.
He's going to hate us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hope
Any
you're having
rate.
fun, Anthony.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here, Ivan. Thanks
My
so much
pleasure.
for being here, Levi. I realize it's your job.
Yeah,
but
this is
hey.
part of my deal.
Thanks so much, Dane, for being here.
Yeah, Dane, I want to thank
oh,
you for letting Ivan and I just talk like old friends. Appreciate it.
That's what I wanted to see. I thought
Yeah.
that was really great. And just good information all around. I think a lot of people, they get a little too up in their own heads about this stuff. And just to be able to step back, look at it and
Literally.
go, what's right for my situation?
Yeah, literally, guys, step back.
Yeah. Definitely.
Bring your wife to work if she's never been to the shop. My wife used to never really come to the shop. And I'd make her stand there and go, just watch the guys and ask me some questions. She's like, whatever, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, no, seriously. Like, and she goes, oh, I'm not going to stand over and look at them. I said, all right, well then go in the office. I have security cameras set up.
Yeah.
And I had a TV going with all the cameras on the guys. And I was
Yeah.
like, just watch that for a second and come up with some questions.
Yeah.
And she'd go, oh, I can do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But literally have somebody else. You know, I'd bring my landlord
forest
over and
for the
have them
trees.
stand outside and just watch, see what the guys are doing, you know. And sometimes they'd be like, no, it looks, wow, you guys are doing way better than I have, you know. Or they go, so I saw Matt grab something, he put it on his thing, and then he's walking back over. What is he doing there?
He's done like 5 loops around the,
Yeah, why is your little brother walking around a car 5 times? What? What do you mean? I'd walk over and, what are you doing?
Sure enough.
Just washing the car. Like, why are you walking? What did you do? Well, I forgot this, and I forgot that, and I forgot this. You know, it helped.
Get a tote.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it would literally step back.
Yeah. And one final little tip. Get wheels on your buckets and train your buckets to follow you around.
Oh, no, that is seriously the great. Like last night, I didn't have a bucket dolly at my house, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I was walking around a motorcycle. That was it.
Yeah.
And I only had to carry it like a foot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to get to the other side. And I was like, this is dumb. I need
It's just
I
enough
need
to be
wheels.
obnoxious, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a waste of time.
Especially when I'm used to wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there we go. Another little nugget of information just to help. So, once again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you're on the
thanks
Rad
for watching,
Company
guys.
podcast YouTube channel.
thank you for listening.
And
Yes.
if you're listening, you're probably on any of your favorite, podcast apps where you can definitely subscribe for more. And be sure to leave a rating. We really appreciate it when you do that.
And a review.
Yes,
Yes,
reviews
definitely.
are extra helpful. Don't just click the number of stars. Try just write. It
write
could be
awesome.
5 words. Or,
Yeah.
the word awesome.
Actually, that'd be a really great one. If you could do that.
That would be good.
I want to see how many people will leave the comment awesome.
We shall see.
3 exclamation points, please.
Yeah.
I only want 1. Okay, well, any rate, guys,
Or
thank you so
hashtag
much.
bye-bye, Anthony.
Yeah, hashtag see ya, Anthony, or hashtag nice haircut.
Well, and here I
Well,
am
I do.
signing off. People need to know where to find Ivan. Ivan, if you would, please.
Yes, it's YVAN. That's how it's spelled. At opticoat.com. You can also find me on Twitter, or not Twitter, sorry, Instagram. That's what it's called. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, any
And
of it.
a co-host of the Optimum Synergy podcast.
The Optimum Synergy
They got a
podcast.
podcast too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a podcast as well, and it's in all the same places.
Yep.
And, same thing, like, share, subscribe,
Leave a review.
leave a review, exactly. And also, apparently, this podcast is stepping up technology eventually that I'll be able to be on the podcast without having to be here.
I sure hope so. That's the
Yeah.
goal.
We shall see.
There was rumors of that going around.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate it.
Thank
See
you.
ya.